Hello and welcome to Eyewitness Report on Channels Television, a platform that affords you the opportunity to tell your story as it affects your community. In this edition, the delay in the construction of stormwater drainage along some streets in Canal Estate in Oshodi, Solo local government area of Lagos State is not going down well with residents of the area. Also, the deplorable state of Alaumu Road in Odogbolu local government area of Ogun State will be in focus as Eyewitness Report takes a closer look at road infrastructure in rural areas. These and more shortly. I am Yomi Otaiwe. How do you feel when projects initiated by government are left halfway done or abandoned for a long time? The delay in completing the construction of drainage systems in some parts of Canal Estate in the Okota area of Oshodi Isolo local government area of Lagos State not only leaves residents in fear of imminent worsening flood disaster, but it's also waning the trust they have in government to deliver on the projects.
The construction and expansion of existing drainage in Agbo is meant to control stormwater, which in most cases causes flood in the area. The design is to connect secondary collectors on Palace Way to tertiary drains, beginning from Allege Allege through Reverend Adegoke Street to link other completed drains within Canal Estate that empty their content into Odoyalaro Okeafa Canal. Several streets within the estate were mapped for the flood control project, which began in 2017. It might have been a smooth ride for some of the contractors handling different segments of the project, seeing that some drains, especially those from the Agbo Palace Way, are complete. But it is quite different here on additional Adenunga Street and 5 other streets. The work looks halfway done with only concrete slabs and iron rods installed. Other parts seem untouched.
We had a system that was going on before. They came here and demolished that drainage system we had, saying they are going to give us a very good standard drainage. But that job was uncompleted. They left it and abandoned it. Up to 2019, they now came back again. By that time they did that one, we had to, on our own, provide a means of passing through to our street, which is our destination. Now, they now came back in 2020, January 2020. They came back here and said they are going to finish it up again. They now removed the first one that they did. Even the culvert we are using, they removed it and destroyed it. From that time to today, we have not seen them. And this is the third one they are doing now. And none of those interventions had a perfect end. They will do it halfway and say money has finished. The contractor will pack his things and go. And that ends the matter. Like this one now. Even the time they were breaking the culverts, you can see some buildings here, they don't have means of driving into their houses. We beg them to allow those things until when they are ready. They said they are ready. Till today, a year and 2 months, we have not seen them back.
Docked portions are occupied by stagnant water and invasive plants, which serve as breeding ground for mosquitoes. Heaps of sand and large stone-like concrete excavated from marked paths are on the streets, making them almost impassable, especially when it rains. Residents fear that this part of the project is abandoned.
The work has been abandoned and the rains are here again. We cannot say that what they are doing is bad, but what is about to happen now is going to be worse than what we were experiencing before. Because these ones that they open and did not close, the water will gather debris, and before you know it, people's houses will be filled up. What we are supposed to have is water going straight to the canal, reducing flood. But now, the place will be flooded. Because from what I've seen on ground, there is no guarantee that they are coming back to this work.
In the absence of culverts and driveways, some residents find it difficult to access their homes, except those who have the means to construct a wooden bridge. Vehicles are packed on the streets.
Once there is rain, the whole place is flooded. because all the waters are channeled all the way from Agor down to this place, to this drainage that is undone. And when it comes in that manner, the whole street, houses are flooded. Our children, they can't go to school once there is rain. The buses that come to pick them cannot access this place because the road is not conducive for them. The PSC, the Loma, they cannot access this place. All these things have piled up for the residents, and it's becoming a very difficult issue. And this water, when it comes down, it stays up to 5 days, sometimes 1 week. This makeshift you are seeing here costs us about 148,000 to buy the proper wood and get a carpenter to do it. This thing has been there for the past 8 to 9 months now. With the situation now, we need an immediate intervention. Either they come back and give us what we already had before. If they are not yet ready to do this job, let them come and give us back our culvert.
The state of the road is also affecting economic activities.
Even the halfway we are talking about, they still jump some area. They didn't do anything. And these people cannot access the road because they've not backfill. Until they finish and backfill before they can access their road. So you see a lot of vehicles parked in houses. They can't move out. Some are parked in close because not all of them are streets. Some are close. So those close, except where the residents come together to do a wooden bridge that they can manage. Others did not. They just put a walkway for people to cross over. So they are stuck inside like that.
I'm a widow.
Mrs. Hannah Akombi's shop is among several others closed over inaccessibility. Her neighbor offered her a space where she now makes and sells bean cakes.
This is my shop. They spoil everything for me. I'm widow. I not get anything. I not get picking where don't get money. I just manage myself. They fry akara for my shop here. The man just come, they spoil everywhere. We did and they beg down. Come and do this thing, oh. Come and do that one. Oh. The man no agree come. Oh. See the place where they manage myself. I go back this landlord. This landlord they say, like, but as he see me old woman, I say, hungry they kill me. I not feel sit down for us, Abi. What thing I go do? Now the man allow me. He say if I pass 11, he say na wahala.
Jimo Olakunle, who has been monitoring the process, leads us to a fenced compound where some of the materials meant for the drainage project are kept. Despite being covered, the over 200 bags of cement in the premises are caked. Beside these bags of cement is a bunch of wrought irons. Further findings lead us to another house on the same street where rusty iron rods are stored. Jimo says the items are in his custody, in trust for the contractor.
My place is where they used to sit down and rest when they are working. So that is why I related with them. So I just monitor what is going on and giving him information. So that is why I say I should help him to keep the materials where I see that he can be safe. And lucky for me, the owner of this house accepted to keep it for them also.
So how long do you think these materials were kept here?
It's about 2 months ago. Some of them have been stolen, but the cement is saved. Nobody take any one of the cement. But iron, they kept it on main road before we pack it, when we discovered that many of them have been stolen. He's now calling me that I should help him to pack the materials where it can be saved. And since then, I've been calling him, keep calling, say anytime we see him, it's the when we see him. So the government is the people that are delaying the job. We didn't give him money, and he can't use his money to continue the job anymore. And the thing has been stopped since November last year.
Every effort to reach the contractor for his reaction did not yield result. In an exclusive interview with Channel's television, the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Drainage Services and Water Resources, Engineer Joe IGBOKWE, explains why the project could not have been abandoned.
No, it cannot be. You can't take our money and go away unless the contractor is waiting for second batch of the money. You know, initially you get 60% or 50 to 60% payment. You know, that one is supposed to take the work up to 70, 80%. And then you come back for, you know, that one can even finish. When you take 70%, you can even finish the job. Then when you finish the job, you come for money, come for your balance. So I don't know, but we'll find out.
Perhaps another factor that might have delayed the completion of the project is the alleged misuse of funds by the contractor handling the project.
Some of them are dubious, the contractors. You are given a contract and you're given a mobilization fee up to 55, 60%. If you manage it well, you may finish the job. If it does not finish the job, you may still have some money to take it up to do 70% of the job or 80% before you go to take your balance. Some of them will be out of the money they gave them. Some of them will see it as profit and go and buy vehicles, go and buy a car. It's time to use the money to go and complete his house. By the time he finishes, he won't have enough money to take the project, and he will tell you he's waiting for the balance. You know, I have worked for state governments even before I joined here, so I understand the game. That 70% will nearly deliver the job. Will deliver the job if you are honest with yourself. Some will be owing banks, some contractors. That's our experience here. Some will be owing the banks. When you give them money, they go and pay it. They will withdraw it. The bank will take the money. They won't have the money to do it. We're having that issue with the contractor. There's a construction going on very close to this place. It's what is holding that project for years now. Monitoring and evaluation is there. But you know, when a man wants to cheat, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you will do is to blacklist him. Once you mess up, you won't get. If you manage to finish that one, nobody's going to trust you again. No, there will be sanctions. The sanction is that you will not. The punishment is that you will not get anything again. You won't get anything again. So we know that. If you give 10 contractors work to do, I bet you 2 or 3 will compromise.
Engineer IGBOKWE uses the occasion to explain what the Lagos state government is doing to manage flooding across the state.
Last year, 2020, we maintained about 42 big primary channels, totaling a distance of 100 kilometers. And then 192 secondary channels, spanning a distance of 200 kilometers. You know, this year we are dealing with 32 channels, spanning 72 kilometers, 32 primary channels. This year we are going to clean 241 secondary channels, and it's totaling 256 kilometers. 2020, we did 52 projects spanning a total distance of 30 kilometers. Then in 2021, construction, concrete alignment. In 2021, we are proposing to do 56 of such channels. That's construction, totaling 46 kilometers. We have a kind of culture. Every year, Lagos is a coastal city, and we work every year because of the habit of our people throwing things into the drains. In fact, if you clean up a drain now, the big channel like the one we have in Lagos University Teaching Hospital, pass through Lagos University Teaching Hospital, if you clean it today, if you go there, if it rains 2 times, in that week, you won't know. If you go there after 1 week, you won't know that something happened there. That's the way we live. Pet bottles, all kinds of things you find inside the drain. You lose it if you have not done anything. So we have that tradition, and to manage flooding in Lagos, we do a lot of work. Government invests billions every year to clean up those channels. If you want a clean city, you yourself must do something. And then Lagosians also. You can't believe it if you go to places, highly developed areas like Banana Island. And some high-profile locations, you know, you see people using their fence to block the channels. We have had cause to go and pull it down.
At the time of this report, the contractor is yet to return to site. Hopefully, the contract will be investigated sooner than later to enable its completion and save affected residents from any form of flood-associated disaster.
Welcome back. Residents of Alaomu